On, guys? This is just another critic back with your Week 8 college football predictions. A little late on this upload, but that's all right. I've got four matchups to go over today. As far as last week goes, wild week. Predictions, I think I went about 50-50. Um, like I said, last week was a bit crazy. Lots of upsets, which kind of a few people expected with West Virginia. No one saw that LSU Georgia game coming, and there was a few others on the schedule that hit. But going into the matchups for this week, Week 8, first game I wanted to go ahead and touch on is the Michigan at Michigan State game. Michigan coming off a great win off of Wisconsin. Now, there's lots of hype surrounding the Wolverines. Personally, I think they're just not as good as the record shows. I do think they're a good team defensively. The defense has been carrying them, and we've arguably seen them play only two good teams, which is Wisconsin and Notre Dame. Wisconsin, as we all know, one-dimensional team typically is going to try and run it on 7 out of 10 plays a drive, and their quarterback Hornibrook just hasn't been able to pass the ball at all, which we saw this weekend, and they ended up getting blown out by Michigan. Now, um, through the time that Harbaugh has been there, I think he's 1-2 versus Michigan State, and really Michigan State's Lewerke is likely the best quarterback they've faced up until this point. And I do expect this game to be a close game. And I think Michigan State pulls the upset on a last second field goal, 23-20. I just think there's a lot of hype going on right now for Michigan and the Wolverines. They're a great team defensively. I don't think they've been tested just yet. But yeah, that being said, moving along, we head over to the ACC where we've got two undefeateds matching up in NC State and Clemson. And throughout the past 3 years, this matchup has actually been a really close game. And almost all those games have been decided basically in the fourth quarter. I don't really see that changing this Saturday. NC State, a pretty good defense. And obviously, if you're playing against this Clemson, you're going to try and slow down that run game and Etienne. And really, I believe this game is going to be the game where Trevor Lawrence will be put to the test. NC State is going to do their best, like I said, to slow down that run game and put the game on Trevor Lawrence's shoulders. However, at the end of the day, I do think Clemson will go ahead and pull out the win. And I think their defense is going to shoulder that load and get the W them 31-24. Once again, I think Clemson's going to get that W. More so based on the defensive performance, 31-24. Moving along, we have a matchup here in the SEC. Mississippi State taking on LSU. LSU, the only loss was to as we're beginning to see as the season goes along, a really good Florida team, a pretty good Florida team. Offensively, they're still trying to figure it out. Defensively, they've been pretty elite, with the exception of last year. The past few matchups have been decided by single digits, and both teams on paper have some pretty elite players on the defensive side of the ball. However, Mississippi State having more so of an up and down season. Every week's kind of been a bit different. LSU, you're basically going to get consistent play from the defense. But like I said, falling in their worst game to Florida, which isn't a bad loss by any means. LSU still in the hunt. However, I have continued to point out every single week offensively, we just haven't seen enough consistency to put their name in the top four just yet. Yes, we saw a dominant performance versus Georgia, but we haven't seen that type of performance week to week. And I can see this game going a few different ways depending on what type of offense we're going to see from LSU. I can see LSU blowing them out. However, I can also see this game coming down to the fourth quarter, and basically going to be on the line. Whoever steps up to the plate is going to be able to pull it off. But as always, so far this season, I believe this is going to be a closer game than people may expect. And I've still got LSU winning it in the fourth quarter, 27-20. And at the end of the day, it's going to be in Joe Burrow's hands. I think LSU's got a great running game. Um, but if this is going to be a close game, it's going to be left to Burrow to bury Mississippi State. That being said, I got LSU winning it 27-20. Moving along to the last matchup, we have College Game Day, Pac-12 matchup, Oregon taking on Washington State. Ducks obviously coming off a freaking awesome win versus Washington, which they arguably should have lost on that last second field goal. But hey, I guess that's the makeup win that they should have got versus Stanford. Oregon, likely the last hope for the Pac-12 as far as getting into the college football playoff. And this game has, shootout written all over it. And this is going to be the first time College Game Day has ever gone to Pullman and gone to Washington State. And because of that, I expect Washington State to give Oregon a tough time. But ultimately, I think Oregon will pull out the win, and it's going to be a high-scoring game, 48-35. I think Oregon wins it. But that's just about all the matchups I'm going to be going over this week. Those four, I think those are the most important matchups we have coming into Week 8. But as always, guys, I appreciate your time. Thanks for watching. This is just another critic. If I missed anything, drop them in the comments. If you have anything you want me to cover, drop them in the comments. And with that being said, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next one. You guys have a great rest of your evening. Peace out.